Alright guys, I'm here to show you guys how to replace a slack adjuster. I've already replaced it, but I'm actually gonna go through the motions again because I actually forgot. There's a shim that goes in here, and then a shim that goes out here that was still stuck to the old slack adjuster right here on the other side. So I've actually got to install those. As you can see here, this one goes on the inside, this one goes on the outside. So I still have to pull this off. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove the slack adjuster. Well, the brand new slack adjuster comes with the slack adjuster, this nut that I've already backed off, and then this bracket right here. So the brake chamber bolt or nut, you got to back it off to put the new bracket on, and then this slides into there and you tighten up that nut. But to get this off, I'm going to start by moving this cotter pin, taking the pin out, and then this is a snap ring. You can see the two holes, and you need some snap ring pliers. So these are 90-degree snap ring pliers. You would just put them in here like so. Squeeze. Take it off. So what I'm gonna do, I need two hands, so I'm just gonna remove this cotter pin. Take that off, take this pin off, and then I'll be back to show you the rest. All right guys, got that cotter pin off. So two ways you can do this. You can either pull up on this slack adjuster and then push this out. All right, or you can start backing off here with a 7/16 inch wrench, and it'll start to back out by itself. So that's actually what I'm gonna start doing. So it backs out of here. I'm gonna loosen this up here and be able to free that from the clevis pin of the brake chamber here. So just to show you guys. So it backed out already. This should slide out. Let's see here. So I'm gonna back it off some more. And there it went. So it's gonna get greasy right now. I've only got one hand, but I'm gonna throw that. Or I guess I could do it now. This goes on here, and this goes back on, and I'm gonna put it on. So obviously you can't force this on, right? The splines have to stay together, or I mean you can't. You just swivel this enough until you feel it go in. There you go. And what I'll do is I'll start to tighten up this nut, or this head, hex head 7/16 on the bottom, and it'll start to take the slack out and move forward, and this will also start kicking back into the right spot. So let me put put these on, and you can kind of see, let me take this off, but you can kind of see where see where the snap ring goes in? The snap ring is actually gonna go right in there, and that's what you want your shims for, so that it sits snug where it locks it all in place. So, I'm still trying to do this one-handed, but line up my holes. There we go. And then you just double check your snap ring. Looks like it's in place because these are together. And then I'm going to tighten this up. And that just falls right in place. So I'm just gonna keep doing this. So it's getting close. Lined up. So now I'm gonna take my pin, put it through, take my cotter pin, push that through. Look it, I forgot to shim again. So I actually have to take the snap ring off and just put the shim back on. But I don't have to take the whole thing off because the shim goes on the outside, not on the inside of the slack adjuster. Oops. So there's that's in there. Let me take the shim off real quick and then put the shim on real quick. So I take my snap ring pliers. Grab this shim. Put that on. Take my snap ring. And I'm giving it some pressure. So like right now, it doesn't seem like it's locked in. You see how it has like a little bit of a gap right here? There's a gap, a little bit of a gap right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take my screwdriver and make sure that this is seated. So it's still not seating properly, so I'm actually just gonna see if I can force it down in there some more. So it's still not seating right. I'm not gonna let it go like this. So I'm actually gonna do is pull this off, take off one of those tiny little thin shims, and see if it'll fit better. So that one's pretty thin right there. So let's see how it fits. So you can kind of see how much room I have. Probably don't have much room, so I probably want to put that thin shim on. That looks better. So I'll grab my and you can tell it's still open, right? So I should snap in now. There it went. I don't know if you heard the click. Sorry, I know my video was a little off, but I pushed it in and that snap ring clicked in. You can actually see now it's a lot closer. Let's see with the light. So that gap there, a lot closer. So that's pretty much it, man. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna tighten this down. I'm actually gonna push this down. Now tighten it. Oh, wrong size. It's right here. It's a 1/2 inch. And then, oh, that's still the wrong size. So, pretty much it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna adjust my brakes. The way I do that, because this is the steer axle, this brake chamber does not have a parking brake on it. The parking brake is on the second axle, so I can adjust them right now without releasing my brakes. So I'm just gonna tighten this all the way up, take all the slack out of the brakes, and then I'm gonna come back probably about a full 1/2 turn, and then I'm gonna check my brake stroke. And the way I do that, I mark here, have somebody step on the brakes and check it. So I'll be back for that. The brakes are depressed, so I'm actually gonna check the stroke. And this tool right here is a little quick, easy tool to see if I can check my brake stroke. So that first notch right there, from this distance to that distance is 1 inch and 3/8. These front brake chambers, they're 2020 brake chambers, and 24 actually, so it's right there. These distances are normally like about 1.25 inches-ish. So I know that if it's below this first notch, just below it, that we should be good. So put that up against there, measure there, and we're good. About 1.25 inches. So I'll just make sure the other side is the same, test drive it, and that's it. Hope this video helps. Sorry for the one-handed stuff.